So let's talk about your Pragmata review.
So everyone knows there was a really popular game that just came out last month, published by Capcom, called Pragmata. I've heard a lot about the game, mostly really positive things. Mostly not surrounding the gameplay, more so the story. Um, Pragmata won a poll on my Discord, and it was decided that I had to stream it live and play it through, and I did that. I beat it in maybe like I think it was 15 hours, so it took me a little bit longer than it's supposed to. They say this main story is 10 to 12 hours, but I did the main story and I did a lot of the simulations. I then completed all of them except for maybe 3 or so. So I did almost all of the simulations. I hunted around for items a little bit. I did some extra stuff, but I mostly did the main story. First, I'm going to start out in some of the positives. Capcom has done a really good job lately in making sure that their games are very polished. This does not seem like a third party title. This looks and feels like a AAA game. Granted, the movement may be a little bit clunky. It's overall pretty good. And to be fair, your character is in this really bulky spacesuit, and you have this little android girl riding on your back as you run around. So, with those things considered, it plays pretty smoothly. It looks beautiful. It looks great. It's one of the best looking games I've played. I would put its graphical style up there with Resident Evil Requiem, Clear Obscure Expedition 33, Monster Hunter Wilds. I would put it up there as like one of the especially like those ending scenes in the game, like towards the end of the game when you got these like the final cutscenes. It looks and you get the close ups of the little android girl Diana. Looks great. Looks fantastic. So I'll give it that. The music, not really my style, but I could see. Yeah, I mean, some people made comments in my stream saying they liked it a lot, and other people are like, "Oh, is this how is the combat?" Kirby Girl said, is it what she how she describe the music?"
She complained.
She complained. I forget exactly what she said about it, but she said something negative. She's like, "Oh, every time you're in a combat, is the music always sound like this?" And I thought about it. And I was like, "Yeah,
Kind
it
of
does.
does.
It
Yeah.
does. Like it was. It doesn't really. Dubstep, is that what she called it? Maybe.
Something like that. Yeah.
Something like that, yeah. Yeah, it didn't really bother me, but I could see how people might not like that. More good stuff. Progression, which is really important to me in games. I thought the progression was really, really good in that game. There's a couple different things that you could do. Basically, when you walk into your main hub called the shelter, every time you complete an act, your shelter levels up and you get access to new kinds of upgrades. When you go into like the central part of your shelter, over on the right, there's this computer that lets you upgrade certain things. You can upgrade your health. You could upgrade the damage of your main gun, and there's 2 main guns, a pistol and an AR, basically. And the upgrade that you do for the guns, it applies to both of them. So you don't have to make really a decision on which gun you want to use and upgrade that. The upgrade applies to both. And then lastly, you can upgrade the power of Diana's hacks, because when Diana rides on your back, she does hacking abilities which you control simultaneously to doing your shooting and dodging and stuff like that. Because not to get off on a tangent, but combat in that game is really 3 things you have to multitask: Diana's hacks, dodging, the quick dodges like Dark Souls kind of, and you're aiming and shooting, and you have to do all 3 at the same time, which I think works pretty well. But then over on the left side of the central hub, you have this other upgrade station that has multiple tabs and multiple things you can upgrade, such as your secondary weapons, um, permanent modifications on your kit. You can also upgrade specific hacking abilities that show up on Diana's hacking node minigame. There's stuff like that. And then when you go in the tram to go out on missions, you get to set up your loadout. So you get to pick what secondary weapons you want to start with, and what hacking special nodes that you want to use, as well as the mods that you want to use. And I think that setup is really good. There's also this bingo board where you find these coins that you use to fill out literally fill out these bingo card edit that to fill out these bingo cards, and then you get additional bonuses for doing a triple bingo, or for filling out the entire bingo board. And I like that. I think they did a great job with the progression. I like it a lot, even though a lot of the rewards on that are really poor. Some of them are good. um yeah, I like that a lot. The hacking that Diana does, which I mentioned before, that third aspect to combat, it sounds like it might be complicated, but it's actually not. It's pretty simple and pretty easy to use. Although having you multitask all those things at once in a non-turn based game, in a real time game, it can be a little overwhelming when you're surrounded by enemies. But still, I kind of like it. Like, it's not like crazy good. I like it.
Okay.
But now I'm done with the good stuff.
Here we
I'm
go.
down. That's it. It probably sounds like I really like this game a lot. I actually don't.
Buckle up, everyone.
I had very little fun playing this game. First off, nobody wanted me to play it when I was actually playing it. People that were watching my stream that were even sticking around, staying there and watching were like making comments about how this game is boring. Like, this is a boring game. It's not fun to watch. And I'll tell you what, playing it, it was it gave me Dragon Quest VII vibes. I was bored.
Ooh,
The game loop of just fighting the same, maybe there's 10 types of robots, but honestly, that might be generous. If we're not including bosses, there might not even be 10. Like, there might be like 8 or something. There's not many different kinds of enemies. The combat loop is just very repetitive, over and over and over again. Earlier in the game, I was kind of getting surprised by some of the ambushes that the robots were having on me. But once I got to like 60% through the game, every time I was going to get ambushed, it was so predictable and just samey and boring and not fun. Um, the boss fights were cool and exciting, but there was only what 5 boss fights, I think, maybe, or maybe there was like kind of 6 boss fights. Not that exciting. And then we have to get into the story and the characters. The main draw of this game, the main reason that people wanted me to play this game and that people like this game is for the story. But and the story that's present is fine. But Billings, how much story is there even in this game?
I mean, until about 70% through the game, not much. The story really
No,
didn't pick
there's
up till the final 2 acts,
you
chapters.
find little like notes and emails between people, just like you might find in like Alien Isolation, Resident Evil, Fatal Frame, Silent Hill, to some extent Stellar Blade, just like in those games. But unlike those games, man, were these things boring. I did not care at all about anything that they were saying. There were these, as I mentioned before, with the bingo boards, you can unlock these secret email correspondence between a reporter and I guess his editor or something, that was on this space station. And you could, and when you would, there was 7 of them, I think, 7 of these secret correspondences. And when you would land on the certain spots on the bingo boards, you would unlock them. And dude, they were so uninteresting. They didn't progress the story. I didn't care about them. Let's talk about the characters. If you want to be as generous as you could possibly be, there are 5 characters in the game, and that's being generous. You have your main character, Hugh. Well, and he's got a crew with him when the game first starts, but you barely learn their names and they're all dead. So whatever. You never see them. They're never mentioned again. So we're not going to talk about that.
Yeah, they don't
You have
count.
Hugh, the main character, and you learn a little bit about his upbringing. He was an orphan. He never had kids.
Very boring.
What else do we know about him?
That's about it.
All right. Then we have Diana. She's the little android girl. She's got a lot of personality. She's quirky. I guess she has like memories and whatnot imprinted on her from the daughter of this doctor named Dr. Higgins. So we learned a little about what her personality is like. She's very very endearing and cute, but you don't really get to know her on a level past like a really shallow level. You have Dr. Higgins, who you never actually meet. He's deceased. I guess at the start of the game, he's already deceased, but you read emails about him. You see him in some like flashbacks and stuff like that. And a lot of the events happening in the game are because of the loss of his daughter. And then you have 8, who's another pragmata like Diana, and he basically carries on the will, or at least what she believes to be the will of Dr. Higgins to destroy Earth, essentially. Spoiler. Um,
I'll edit that
whoops.
out.
Yeah. Whoops. To carry on Dr. Higgins' will. And there's no other characters. You never learn anything about these characters on anything deeper than surface level. Um, there's very few cutscenes, and while some of the cutscenes that exist are cool, there's just not a lot of story. And yeah, I think the story in this game is just really overrated. Really overrated, man. I don't know. And I will give it the ending of the game might be the saddest ending in video games, or it's definitely in like the top like 3 for me. Very sad ending. I'll give the game that.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
executed the ending well. But
Yeah,
did
sure.
you find?
I played it through. So if I was to rate that game out of 10, I would actually. So when I was playing through, I'd say my initial impression, because of how well polished it was, I was saying like 7. Right, my first like few
Mhm.
hours, I was saying 7. Then as it kept going, I dropped it down to a 6. And I think honestly, at this point, it was so mid and so not fun I think we're going to the 5 spot. I think we're giving this game an F.
Oh, okay. You heard
I
it
think
here,
we're giving this
guys.
game I think we're going to a 5. How about
Pragmata.
5.5? We'll put it
Pragmata
at 5.5.
5-5.
Yeah, I think that's where we're putting this.
Can't wait to hear the comments on that one.
Just I mean, listen, if you haven't played it, you can't talk on it.
It's
If you
true.
played it and you like it, rebut what I said. I don't know. It's the game's not fun.
All right. So 5.5 for Pragmata from Endara Gaming.